Hi everybody, it's Barry here again, once again, just to share some thoughts, ideas this week again from turningthepage.co.nz. And today's topic is about boundaries and about what I prefer. I prefer lines of love and respect, but anyway. And I don't know. Sometimes you hear these words. You really need to have boundaries. And how many times have you said this to yourself, or have heard it said to others, or has been said to you? And I always feel a little cringe in my spirit when I hear these words. That there's just something that sounds legalistic, mechanical, rules bound, policy driven. There's sort of no heart connection or depth to it. And that's why I prefer lines of love and respect. It seems to connect better, I feel, to something that is of heart value, something that is evolving. Also, to be told that you really need to have boundaries, it also sounds, for me, it sounds condemning. Look, so many people know they need to have boundaries or lines, but you don't know how to get there. It's like there's some sort of lack of internal strength even to define a boundary, express it, and potentially enforce it. Condemning because it's yet another mountain that just seems just too high to climb. And perhaps this boundary stuff is more of a inside-out evolution. I like the idea of the evolution of the heart. For a symbol for turning the page, I have the unfurling of a fern frond, and which is something that's captured my imagination for many years. And it's part of our logo, and it's, if you come to the website and have a look on the page, you'll see the picture of a koru. And here in New Zealand we call it a koru, which means in Maori means loop or coil, and it's the spiral shape of based on the appearance of a new unfurling silver fern frond. And when I look at that, there's this natural energy that pours through the fern to unfold its inner beauty and strength. It's an evolution, and there is movement from the inside out, and unfolding of its God-designed deep inner beauty and purpose. And I believe that we are much like this unfurling frond. If you try to force the process, you'll break it. It's got to happen in its own way, in its own time. And some words that I like to consider as volution, well, that's a turning or twisting around a centre or a spiral. And evolution, it's the gradual development of something, an unspiraling, a growth. And look, some of the most beautiful birthings I've ever given witness to are when someone has done the hard inside out work. They have gone deep into the core of who they are and the beliefs that they have held. Toxic, negative beliefs about themselves have been gently replaced by life-giving truth. The birth was not easy, and never is, but it resulted from something growing from within. The heart is issuing or giving out a newness in life. And in Proverbs 4:23, it says, keep your heart with all diligence, or guard your heart, for out of it spring the issues of life. The heart has grown from within. It hasn't been forced or manipulated. It's been a natural outcome of doing the work. And often part of the process is to examine the toxic waste that has gathered around the heart, and it's poisoned its true beauty and purpose. I believe that there is often a lot of toxic waste that often gets revealed through the conversations we have. The little put downs, controlling attitudes, self-condemnation we say to ourselves and others. Our heart speaks out both good and bad in our words and actions. Jesus said that the heart overflows in words a person speaks. Your words reveal what's within your heart, and that's both bad and good. And if we are aware of a toxin, we try to hide it, but so often we may not even be aware that we have some toxin, poison, stinky thinking going on in our hearts. And perhaps the groupings and relations we have develop and maintain that waistline, that toxic waistline. And I wonder how many people in churches are trapped in a groupthink, and that just maintains it. And there's some theologies that are just so toxic to wellness. And you can read there's some links here on the web page that I've written. But there is such a gentleness to this heart's evolution that it's hard to define, but it's all enveloped in love. Love from others and a growing love and respect for yourself. That koru of unfolding fern wouldn't stand a chance out in the desert. Rather, it needs the protection and nourishment of a sun-filled forest. Discovering your truest value and worth is not self-centered narcissism. It's more coming in line with the way that you're always intended to be. The healed heart can issue out life-giving abundance to others. Our hearts come to have empowered lines of love and respect when we recognize that what's inside is worthy of protection and nourishment. When we self-denigrate and put down our deepest value and worth, we continue to have flimsy, floppy boundaries. The winds and words of others easily crush us. Look, excuse me, there is a flood coming, and it's going to sweep into your home and destroy your most precious possessions. So what do? Well, you gather sandbags and build yourself a wall of protection. And it takes time and effort, but you fill bags and build bag upon bag, and you build a wall, you build a boundary, you build a line. The waters come, but you have built a boundary, a line of love and respect for what you hold most dear to yourself. Now, you do this for your physical home, but what about for something even more precious, your heart? Recently I have been building a sandbag wall to protect my heart from intrusive, hurtful voices of others and my own inner critic. I have been giving my heart new food to feed itself on. Something I've been doing every day for probably about the last 4 months is to listen to a series of short affirmations I have audio recorded for myself. These are short sentences that I want my heart to hear and believe. I want my heart to evolve out of these short spoken truths. The first one I hear every morning is this. I am Zakar. I am remembering and moving into my world. I am leaving a mark. I am male. And if you want to know what Zakar is, you'll have to come and read about it on the website. Some others are, I'm focusing on the good things, positive things, and this gives me hope. Another one is, I'm giving my heart new beliefs to feed on. I'm resting my mind on God's truth for me, and this is slowly shaping my brain. I'm discounting my mistakes before they discount me. I'm holding myself to a standard of grace, not perfection. I'm building my life on great thoughts repeated over and over again until they are programmed in. You see, there is a gentle intentionality to the strengthening of my heart. That koru, silver fern, unfolding beauty and purpose within my heart is slowly and gently growing in strength. Winds and abuses come and brush against it, but it hurts, but there's a depth of resilience in me that is unfolding. See, perhaps if I was a woman, I might say something different to my heart. I'm nakab. I'm revealing the beauty of God. I'm displaying beauty. I'm female. And if you want to read more about nakab, you'll have to come and read it on the website. You see, this beauty I am talking about is not about physical appearance. It's more about a deep inner beauty that reflects something of God's own beauty. It is a beauty that needs to be revealed, to be known. And when we develop these core beliefs about who we truly are, then the boundaries, the lines of love and respect, the sandbanks are strengthened. Look, as we nourish the heart, we build our boundaries, our lines of love and respect from the inside out. It's an unfurling of our deepest self. Here's some quotes. Human life must be about more than building boundaries, protecting identities, and teaching impulse control. Richard Rohr. To shift a truth from the head to the heart, speak it loud, speak it often, and make a deliberate choice to believe it. Some David Riddell. The role of the heart and mind is to cooperate with truth by opening to love. We need the mind to know the truth of the heart, and we need the heart to know the truth of the mind. David Benner. Real self-esteem comes from within. It is the existential spiritual truth that we have value and worth intrinsically, because we are here and breathing, not because of anything we have or can do, nor how others regard us. Terence Real. Some questions. When someone says to you, you need boundaries, what goes on in your heart? What emotions get triggered? Number 2, what toxic, stinky thinking do you need to be healed from your heart? Number 3, what beauty and or purpose needs to be released, unfurled from your heart? Hey, thanks for watching, listening. Really appreciate that. If you want to email me, love to hear from my readers and viewers and listeners. It's barry@turningthepage.co.nz. Just send me an email. Really like to get in connection with you. And if you want to support what I'm doing here, really appreciate that. Come over to turningthepage.co.nz/support, and you can become a patron for $1 a month. That really does truly help me. Hey, until next week, thanks for watching, and may something unfurling and beautiful grow from within your heart. Okay, bye.